What's up, people? Hey, what's going on? My name is Nate the Lawyer, and welcome to Attack Ad Thursdays. Now, usually I do Attack Ad Tuesdays, but today's Thursday, and me and my boy Uncivil Law was like, yo, let's just look over some Attack Ads and just see what's going on out there. So, I'm going to bring him in. You know who the guy is. Link is going to be all over in the chat and probably in the description. Uncivil Law, what's going on, baby?
What's up? What's up? Nice to be here, everyone.
Another
Hope
week.
You're having a wonderful Thursday.
Let me turn this up. That's another week, another Thursday. Now, if you guys haven't seen me and can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, if you guys haven't known, me and Uncivil Law do these live streams every Thursday night at 9:00. So we're trying it out, and things have been successful. So
yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, so I want to.
Thursday's a good night. You know, it's a nice weekly wrap up, and we can comment on the stories we've both have been doing, and we can engage in mutual flattery. For example, I noticed you just passed 11,000 subs, so I don't know exactly where your sub count is, but I'm guessing that we're about even. Because I know mine is, I know exactly where mine is, but you know he doesn't give you that decimal precision for you.
Oh yeah,
so we're about even between you and me right now, but you're about to surpass me. So I'm officially jealous.
I don't. To be honest with you, it's just because I remember it comes in waves. Remember, you had that big. You had a big wave early on.
No, I had like plus 20% in the last month. It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Because I remember at one point we were about even, and then you like exploded.
Yeah,
and you were like 4,000 up on me. But then it's like
it felt pretty good for a while. Now you're catching up on me again. I'm like, damn it.
That's right. The Matrix is in balance. Did you like the Matrix movies, by the way?
I did like them. Of course, the first one I liked better than the rest. I hear we're filming number 4 right now. So I don't know if that's going to be any good. I heard the new Bill and Ted movie is really good, though. So it gives me hope.
You know what? It's funny because I was like, I'm not going to watch Bill and Ted again. You know, I was like, I watched the old ones. What
Apparently
could be
it's the same
new?
movie again, but it was good the first time. So, you know, it's fine.
That's true. It wasn't that bad, but I do want to see how they. I do want to see how they deal with the Matrix because you know Morpheus is not going to be in there because he has some scheduling conflicts. You know, Keanu's supposedly back. I
was under the impression that Lawrence Fishburne was decidedly not invited. Was what he said. He was not invited. It wasn't scheduling conflict, so he wasn't invited to be part of the party.
Well, you know, his people are saying scheduling conflict, and the Matrix people said no, he was fired. You know, but hey. There's a million problems.
It doesn't necessarily make sense in the storyline because at the end of 3, they had had the grand confrontation and like both sides are aware of their respective status. So there's I don't even know what they're going to do for 4.
Wasn't he alive though? He was alive too. Morpheus was alive. He was alive.
But his character's relevance to the plot is a little bit irrelevant because like the machines are aware of the humans are aware of the machines. Everyone's singing Kumbaya. You know, it's fine.
That's true. Yeah. Oh well, hey, you know, they seem to be resurrecting all these old movies. So let's see what number 4 is going to be.
Growing on me on a channel. It must be because of your quality content. Please stop doing that. Please stop producing quality content.
You know, it's funny because it's not. I don't know if you've noticed I've changed my content a little bit. So and that's
for the best. I think it's great to try to figure out new things. Lord knows I'm still trying to figure out new ways of doing things. I don't think I've reached peak uncivil law. By any stretch of this is my final form.
No, because you know what happens is that number one, they usually say it takes you about 5 years to reach 10,000 subs, right? So I
beat that like crazy. I did that in less than a year, basically.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because we both started off at about the same amount of subs. I'm telling you, we were about the same amount of subs. About less than I started off at 500 when I started keeping count. Yeah. So in about a year, but they say it takes about 5 years to reach 10,000 subs. So whatever we're doing is making sense. But I did change my style. At first, it was kind of like, well, I'm gonna tell people what I think. But then I said, you know what? You can get that anyway. You can get that from Nightly News. What do you think? So my whole style now is just, hey, give you the facts, give you the law, and say this is the way you're supposed to think it out, and have at it. And I think it forces people. Since I'm not telling you what to think, it forces you to think for them. So like the Kyle Rittenhouse one, I've had more Democrats.
It was a good video. It was.
I appreciate that. I've had more people who are Democrats who've come to me and said, before I watched that video, I thought he was a mass shooter. After watching that video, I thought I was lied to, and I didn't do anything. As a matter of fact, I played the mainstream media's version, but now I think people, as they see it and understand it, it's a whole different thing. Go ahead. What you were about to say?
No, I was just saying that it's really interesting to see because I was commenting on this on my own channel, on my own analysis. It's like the legal has yet to opine on this issue. So far, the internet law bar is all pretty much in agreement. It's like you, I, Viva, Nate Brody, what's his Barnes, everyone's on board. And basically the same kind of opinion, more or less, in varying degrees of the opinion. At R&R Law Group, I don't know if you're familiar with R&R Law Group, but I think they've done the best work on this in terms of the in-depth analysis, and their analysis is basically the same as mine. You know,
but he got one thing, but he's getting one thing wrong. He's getting one thing wrong. He's saying it's an affirmative defense, but it's not. The prosecutor has to prove it wasn't self-defense. That's
true. It depends what you mean by affirmative defense. So we'll give him a break because the defense does have to claim it initially, obviously. So it depends what you mean by affirmative defense. Ohio is the only state that doesn't do that. So I'll give him a break in calling it affirmative defense. That's fine.
All right, well, it's fair enough. Let me read the super chat. Nate rocks. Keep up the good analysis, you guys. Nate, Uncivil Law, Viva are the pioneers of the new online culture. Oh, thanks. Yeah. It's funny. Because doing this, it was funny because after the Kyle Rittenhouse video, Viva said, "Nate, you got to tell me what do you think? What do you think?" And I'm like, like, why does it matter what I think? But he's just like, "What do you think? What do you think?"
I keep telling people it's not like I mention it every single video or anything, but I mention it with some frequency. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm really actually trying to create a new academy. Like, the academy is anywhere people want to learn, and so I see no problem with trying to create a new academy and like, okay, I've just basically appointed myself a professor. So I basically just give myself my own evaluation. How did my first year of professing go? Well, I thought it went pretty well, particularly compared to some of my compatriots who work at actual law schools and some of the videos they produce that make me want to die because they're so bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's so bad. So I'm like, I thought it went pretty well for my first year of teaching.
Matter of fact, I've reached, because I was at a law school for 2 years as a lecturer. I've reached more people online doing this than I'll ever reach teaching because, I would have a class of 50 people, right? So, and that's for 6 months at a time. And, over 2 years, it's 4 sets of classes, and, maybe 200-300 students. And it was interesting because, I had a YouTube channel when I was a professor. So people can come and look at the material because what I did was I just record myself teaching, and so the students can watch it. Yeah, so the students can more or less watch it later. So it wasn't really anything produced, but then I started producing some stuff, but most of it was just me being there, teaching, and you can see how the students would go back, and it was easier because a lot of times when you're in law school, you're writing everything down the teacher says, trying to remember it in the moment. But since I was doing that, I had a lot more communication in class. Like the students didn't have to be almost stenographers in the class. They can listen to me, we can interact. And then if they wanted to get the fine details, they could just go right back and watch the video. You know what I'm saying? And they can question. So that really changed the game for me, I think, in my last year of law school. Go ahead.
Yeah. One thing I still have struggled with a little bit is signposting when I'm trying to change different perspectives. Because like when I was talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, for example, like I'm trying to float between multiple different perspectives at once, which doesn't really bother me in my own head, but it is a little unclear on tape. For example, I'm talking about the people who are chasing Rittenhouse, and I'm talking about whether or not there's like a citizen's arrest, like argument to be had. And it's not, I wasn't clearly signposting as I'm changing different frames of reference. So some people in the chat I saw were like really upset with me because like, well, why are you talking about citizen's arrest? Like it could possibly be a citizen's arrest. I'm like, well, I've switched vantage points. And so now I'm like trying to look at it from the most charitable position from their point of view. It's like, what is the best argument I can make from the people chasing it? It's like, okay, we're engaging in citizen's arrest. So if that's the factual predicate, now flipping back to Kyle, like what's his state in that whole like situation? So
but how would he know?
I find it difficult well, I don't, I'm hypothesizing.
But I'm saying even in the hypothesis, like I've heard this, let me get the super chat. Tony Neves, except for the political leftists. I forgot what that was for. Maybe it was something we were saying earlier, but thank you, Tony. Thank you for the super chat. And thanks everybody for the super chat and for the support, for the channel memberships and everything. I really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. What was your last comment again?
No, just talking about switching vantage points, and switching perspectives.
I would say this: the problem with the citizens arrest piece here is that how would Kyle know that these people are trying to make a citizen's arrest? You'd have to say, they would have to say something, from his perspective. There's an angry mob, they're chasing him, and one guy even comes up to him with a gun, so how do you know these people are trying to effectuate a citizen's arrest? And that's from the viewpoint in which you're supposed to view the self-defense. With the defendant, if you're in the defendant's position, not knowing all this other stuff on hindsight, somebody coming at you with a gun and you're trying to defend yourself, what do you do?
No, I even said that too on my stream. I basically said, like, theoretically they could both be in the right simultaneously, because it's like they could, from the vantage point of the mob, like they saw what they saw. They thought they saw a mass murder, and so maybe they're engaging in a mass spontaneous citizen's arrest from their vantage point. But from his vantage point, if the first shooting was good, then he isn't legally in the wrong from his vantage point, and all he sees is the angry mob. So, like, they can both be legally in the right at the exact same time.
That's a very good point.
One of those things that I was like, and I even pointed out that this is one of the reasons lawyers sometimes counsel against citizens' arrest, is because you can wind up in these situations where multiple people are right at the same time, and you wind up in these legal complexities. But the very fact that I was doing that analysis, or even making those arguments, really irritated some people. And I thought maybe it was an issue of me switching vantage points. And well, here's the argument from this vantage point, but here's the argument from this vantage point, and trying to do that, the it depends thing kind of irritates people when I'm not signposting what I'm doing at any given time. So,
but that's the way it goes, though. It's all that the way it's. I don't know. Yeah. It's people should expect that, but unfortunately, sometimes
the law is complicated because reality is complicated, because humans are complicated, and trying to view this from everyone's vantage point, and trying to see who perceived what and when, and what everyone's who is the guy who's chasing it, what was his vantage point, and who's
that guy was insane, though.
Ultimate issue.
But hold on, the guy that was chasing him was insane, though. No. That guy was
that
insane.
Does seem to be the best. That does seem to be the best perspective.
You're chasing a guy with a long gun.
That doesn't seem like the best course of action on a purely pragmatic level. Also, on a purely pragmatic level, trying to hit someone with a skateboard when they have a long gun doesn't seem like the best course of action. So, but then it's well, what did they think was happening? Maybe from their point of view, they thought they were being really brave in trying to attack this mass shooter. I mean, literally, no one knows what was going through their head, right?
But they both could be justified in their use of force.
That's right. They both could be justified.
They both could be justified in their use of force.
Gets fun.
Because it's about what a reasonable person in the defender's position would have thought. And I think you're right. In both situations, they can both be justified. Yeah. Here's Jason Spurlock, $5 super chat. Thank you, Jason. You are the man. When I look at the Barnes shooting and the Blake shooting, I do not see a race situation. I see an action to actions. Is this racist? No, it's not. I do not. I do not. I don't think. Well, I don't think Blake's. And who's Brooks again? Brooks is the Who's Brooks?
I don't know. God, I don't know.
Because I know Jacob Blake, but I'm not sure about who Brooks is.
I don't know about Brooks.
Yeah, but Jacob Blake, though, I do believe Jacob Blake had nothing to do with race. I think the police got a call of a maniac. They went to the scene. They saw what was going on. They tried to arrest him one time.
Atlanta is Brooks. That's right.
Brooks. Brooks. Come on. The cop is being railroaded in Atlanta. That's. I don't know how sensitive we want to put it. Don't get me wrong. I don't know.
I mean, I'm obviously a cis white male, so my privilege is paramount. But I actually try to look at these situations and just try to adjudicate them based on the facts, and try to look at it and try to provide the best analysis I can. And I don't enter race into the equation. With the Ahmaud Arbery shooting, for example, I'm totally on team Ahmaud. Even though he's the minority and the people in the truck are white. So if it were me being a racist, presumably I'd be looking to defend the people in the truck in the Ahmaud Arbery shooting. But I'm no, they're totally in the wrong. They're totally.
But some people just don't understand too. Is that when we look at it, we try to look at it dispassionately and understand the technicalities of it, and sometimes that conflicts with people's moral understanding. Like when I talk about the Blake shooting and how he was reaching for a gun and this, and the corporate people automatically go to the moral issue. Oh well, they shot him in the back 7 times, but it's yes, but morally they should not have shot him in the back. But is that were they legally justified in doing what they did? And that's a different conversation. Even though sometimes bad police tactics lead to bad times of use of force.
Well,
right?
they had justify it morally depending on your moral perspectives, but yeah, the law is like one.
Thanks for joining, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just one of the best lines I ever heard on this issue actually came from Law and Order, the TV show, and it was DA Arthur Branch who said this quote, and I really liked it. He said that advocacy can be warm-blooded, but justice is cold-blooded and even-handed. So you can be zealous, but you can't be an advocate. So you can be zealous but not biased. So it's like, you can be not passionate was the word he used. So you can be zealous but not passionate. And I'm like, oh, that's such a great thing, because like justice has to be zealous but not passionate. And another good line comes from A Few Good Men, where the guy who's prosecuting says, "I'm prosecuting this without passion or prejudice." I'm like, that's a pretty good line too. I'm like, that's you just trying to look at cold light of day and present the best argument in a very sort of not morally a moral vacuum, but in a dispassionate vacuum.
Ethically. But unfortunately, moral is too subjective for the law. Here we go. Wilson's channel. I don't really have a question, more of a statement. I so freaking mad that race is being shoved down my throat. Evil is evil. Came from Viva. Thanks, and yes, thank you for coming from Viva. And I think you're right. I think let's poo-poo on Viva for a while. Why doesn't Viva love us anymore, Nate? It's all Barnes all the time now. No, they do it once a week.
It's all Barnes all the time. He's not inviting us to appear on the live streams anymore. It's all about Barnes. It's like, I'm available. I don't know what your schedule's like, but I'm available. He's not inviting me to be on things with Barnes. Why doesn't he love me anymore, Nate? Was it something I did?
When was the last time that you asked Viva if you can be on the stream?
Well, I try not to ask because I feel like it's a bit of an imposition. But
you can't argue about not asking and then complain that you're not on. Just ask him. Viva is the Viva is the nicest guy on the planet.
I know.
If you call Viva right now, Viva will bring his ass on this stream. So
I know.
Just ask him. If you want to be on the stream, ask him. He'll love to do it.
Yeah. I know. I'm just being.
Oh man, I know you're messing around. Look at Nate. The evil Nate. This is the evil Nate, guys.
That's right.
Nate. Man, legal drama.
He looks sketchy too.
No, that's my brother Nate. All right,
I know that.
No,
he's mine too. He's a great guy.
I'm gonna ask you something. Do you know who Mark Kelly is?
Mark Kelly. That name sounds familiar.
Mark Kelly.
I feel like I can picture his face, but I'm not sure why. That's right.
Astronaut Mark Kelly. He's running for senator, right?
Isn't he bald?
Yeah. I'm gonna get a picture.
Okay,
Mark Kelly's running for senator in Arizona. Here it is. Let me pull up this picture. Mark Kelly, astronaut. Mark. He's married to what was the state senator that got shot in the head?
Yeah, that's right. Gafford, Kathy Gifford.
Yeah, Gafford. Yeah, Gafford. Which was crazy. It shows you, hey, we got to get these Second Amendment things back. Here we go. Uncivil law. You and Barnes have different opinions on all sorts of issues. I would like to see you there to have a different legal opinion. That's true. But me and Barnes have a lot of different opinions too, because I think sometimes I think he's just wrong, but we're all wrong sometimes. So, but yeah, I would actually like to see you.
Barnes is always confident about everything he says. It's like that's his trait. It's like he's never in doubt about anything. It's like this is this way. This is a political hatchet job. This is a reprehensible aberration of all that is good and right. I'm like, okay, maybe calm down just a little bit, Robert. Maybe it's not quite that.
He is just strong in his convictions. But check this out, guys. I want to ask. All right, so here's Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly, astronaut. He was up in space for like years. This guy was married to his wife. Unfortunately, got shot. Kathy Gifford. So this guy is running for Congress, for Senate. He's been senator of Arizona.
Okay.
So let's watch an attack ad against this guy. Like, how do you I'm even thinking, how do you make an attack ad against this guy? Right? Astronaut, wife is a congresswoman. Check out this attack ad. Let me get Tony Nevis for $5. What do you all think about the shenanigans around the election of, I do not know who that is, Karen Sinema?
I oppose it.
Oh, who's Karen Cinema?
I have no idea.
Oh,
But shenanigans are bad. So,
all right. So let's get into this first attack ad. I'm sorry, Tony. I just don't know who this person is. All right. Let me get this attack ad. I'm gonna hold your super chats off for a second because we got to start the show. We like 20 minutes in and we haven't even looked at an ad. We got a whole bunch of ads to look through. Did I do
in a world
where
Donald Trump is president?
Here we go. We watch attack ads. All right. Attack ad number 1. Mark Kelly. Is this Mark Kelly? Yes, this is Mark Kelly.
I'm Martha McSally, and I approve this message.
On our car lot, they call me the closer. Need to get grandma to a lemon? Done. But even I gotta hand it to this Mark Kelly dude, hawking vitamin shake for Chinese cash, overbilling sick people for rides to the hospital. Hey, need a flashy new watch? Mark Kelly's got those too. Whoa, Mark, that's sexist. Mark Kelly will do anything for a buck, and he'll say anything for a vote. Respect.
That's cold, man. They're doing that with an astronaut. He's a hero.
I'm confused. We oppose the guy because he likes nice watches.
And you see, he's got the 2 girls. They said sexist. Sexist.
I like nice watches. I'm not allowed to own a Rolex anymore. Is that what's going on?
How would you rate the ad? Like, I don't know. Like that. I think it's a good ad. Like, how do you attack an astronaut? That's how you attack an astronaut.
Apparently, we attack him because he owns watches that cost more than $10. Apparently, that's the basis to attack him. He owns nice watches. Like maybe he owns an Omega Speedmaster, which was the watch that we took to the moon. Maybe he owns an Omega Speedmaster, and we're opposed to Omega Speedmasters now. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. They're nice watches. I got nothing to offer.
I don't know. So how would you rate that ad? 1 through 5.
It was pretty shit. I'm going to give it a 2.
You would give it a 10?
2.
A 2.
2.
Yeah.
2.
I might get 10.
Like the dudes I'm going to take on the ad.
I don't know. That ad to me was like a 3.5. 3.5. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. What do you guys think? Mark Kelly, astronaut.
He's not fit to serve in Congress because he owns a nice watch.
It's a lemon. The guy's a lemon. You see, grabbing women. He's a lemon. I don't know.
I would imagine there are a few women who are attracted to astronauts. Yes, I'm just gonna guess.
Well, I'm gonna say this. With this, he's up way in the polls, so I don't think he really has anything to worry about. So we'll see what happens. But that's it. Here we go. The next ad is. This is Tucker Carlson.
All right, tell me something else. Tell me something other than watches.
This is Tucker Carlson. Now, this is a Trump attack ad. This is Tucker Carlson on Trump. Here we go. Let's see what the Democrats have put out.
Never
Reality
in
America.
American history have politicians been more powerful than they are now. Effectively, they are gods.
I am the chosen one.
News organizations exist to hold the powerful to account. Here we have the powerful acting with no accountability at all.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
And our news media, they are cheering it on. Besotted fangirls.
God sent this president. He is a person of providence.
No abuse is too grotesque for them. No talking point is too stupid to repeat. Reporters will do whatever they are told. They are all in.
Hydroxychloroquine.
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 Totalitarianism does not shock us anymore. Maybe that's because all of a sudden, it's all around us.
Nobody disobeys my orders. I have the ultimate authority.
The conclusion can't be avoided. These people actually hate America. There's no longer a question about that. And yet, paradoxically, at the same time, they desperately want to control America more than anything.
Really, American PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Okay, that was good. I like the juxtaposition.
Wow.
That was a lot better. That was a lot better. That's like a 4.5. That's like a 4.5 out of 5. That's a really good one.
That's a good ad. That's Oh my god. That's a devastating ad. Devastating. And it's funny because Tucker always talks about, the elites and everything, but they really they chopped that up. That was a good ad. I don't know what the people with the angry mob in the chat thinks, but I think that was like a 4 or 5. That's a really good ad. Now, it's funny because I got a lot of hate last time because people were like, why didn't you place many more Trump ads? I mean, why did I play more Trump ads than I did Biden ads? But I didn't do that on purpose. I just was playing ads, So I got to make sure I have enough ads for both sides.
Are you on Team Trump, Team Biden, or Team Kanye?
Oh, you know me. I'm an ABT, right? It's just I just can't do it for the guy. I do. It's funny because Biden scares the shit out of me right now. I'm not even gonna lie, but I don't know. Things can change because I'm an evidence-based person. So unless you could prove to me with facts that I'm leaning the wrong way, then I don't think anything's gonna change. Let me get these super chats out the way. Can you guys explain why isn't the mail-in vote the Democrats pushing for presidential election not being fast-tracked to the Supreme Court? I do not know.
Well, it wouldn't be yet, and it probably wouldn't be later because of political ramifications. But it's a massive mess with anytime you're changing anything just before the election is a problem.
It's tough.
Changing the rules before the game, changing the rules of the game while the game is ongoing is a problem, no matter what you're doing. And so there's some problems there.
I'll definitely for the upgrade of the computer and internet connection. Yes, my definitely internet connection. What happens is that we now got the whole house outed with these Alexa light bulbs, but they all are taking up space on the damn router, so we have to get a better router. Thank you.
This stream is being brought to you by Wild Turkey Bourbon. Wild Turkey Bourbon for your bourbon-related needs.
Oh, hey, Jessica, what's going on? How you doing? All right,
girl. Sup, girl.
So we like that last ad. We like the last.
I do like that ad. I thought it was a good ad.
That wasn't a bad ad. Now, here's a hard-hitting one against Joe Biden. This is called Shattered. Hold on. Make sure we stop this. This is called Shattered. This is supposed to be a tough ad. I wasn't able to watch it all because we were running for the stream, but let's see. Shattered.
Okay. I like the sentiment and I like the middle 70%. I'm not a huge fan of the intro. I'm not a huge fan of the outro, but I'll give it 4 out of 5. I like the middle 70% very much. Even the creepy music, the creepy Halloween, Jason Halloween style music, it's very good. I can't hear you.
The one I liked is the part was the one that we had his hands on the woman's side.
Yeah.
It was like that really brought it to life for me. I was like, oh man, this guy really got a problem here. So
see, I think the way to do that would have been to cold open it. So like start after the black text, like just cut out that completely, that intro. I don't think it did anything for you. Mm-hmm. And like maybe do something else, like put maybe another scene and then do the outro would have been a lot better. Yeah, I think that intro hurt the ad.
Let me do this. Hold on 1 second. Let's go to our next ad. Hey, I thought that was effective. I don't think though Trump and his team want to really get into that part of it because if you want to get, he does have 14 accusers out there. Let's just be honest. So, even though you can throw some shade out there with Tara Reid, you still have 14 people in the closet. At any point, he can pop out, and now you got to fight the accusers. 14 versus 1. I don't think there's a fight that I would be wanting to have on the Trump team.
Dave wants to know, where did we go to law school? Where'd you go to law school, Nate?
Oh, I want to tell people because the thing I worked there too, so it's easy to find me. Okay. I went to law school in New York City. That'll narrow it down for you. Well, you got to know that.
I went to law school at the University of Akron in Ohio, which is third tier, but has a good intellectual property program, which is what I went for. But
Yeah, I went to third tier school too, so it's not that bad. It was, but I was able to get a nice package put together for me though. So
yeah,
hold on, let me share this. All right, this one is called ratings for our friends at the Lincoln Project. Here we go.
Okay.
Uh-oh, Donald. Bad news. The ratings are in for your convention. It's not pretty.
Biden had better ratings than the president last night.
Joe Biden beat you by a lot.
The TV president, the reality TV president who sold himself as a showman.
Below Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
And these two?
Is yet to come.
Embarrassing. Democrats beat you in ratings every night, except one. When your wife was giving a speech. Ouch. That's gotta be awkward at the dinner table. Even Fox said you were low energy.
You didn't seem to have the bite. He was, I think, a little flat.
We know it's different now. You're tired. It's hard to keep your ratings up.
Oh.
Now, get ready to hear.
You're fired.
Project is responsible for the content of this advertising.
No, that really does nothing for me. I have to be honest. That does nothing for me. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 5. Still can't hear you, Nate. You ever remember turn your mic back on? Nope. Still no.
There it is. There it is. I think the Lincoln Project hit hard. I think the ad hits hard, but it's not my fave. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, it did nothing for me. I just found it to be like, I mean, it turned me off immediately if you couldn't tell from my face.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, and the like little Antanda, your rating must be hard to get your ratings up. I was like, oh my God.
What was the point? The point was, I think that was more of a troll video though, because it's like the DNC.
It wasn't a good troll video though. It wasn't good troll.
Because I think they were just trolling him. You know how he always says he has the best ratings, but Joe Biden beat him in the ratings. So I think that's the troll for them. Interesting. Let me look at this stupid chat. Nate, can you play the Biden ring? Oh, you guys want to play that one more time? I played that last time. though. I can't play that every week. The Biden, that's actually good. The Biden ring. That was a good ad. That was a good ad. I still like the end of that ad. Let me see. Sending love and nuts. Thank you, Secret Girl, with the £5. The £5. Here it is. Tier 3. I went to CUNY. That's true. Juan knows where I went. Yes, Juan. Yes. I was there. Yeah, that's where I went to school. Tier 3, NYC. But there's also New York Law School, too. So, and there's a couple of other ones. Let me see. Here we go. $5. Since the stream is pretty much about PAC ads, what are you guys' thoughts on Citizens United decision? I think Citizens United decision was the proper decision because yes, if I join with someone else, want to spend my money to trash a politicians, then I should be able to do that. I don't believe the government should be able to tell me that I can't spend my money to buy political ads. Now,
yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've done a couple videos on Citizens United specifically on my channel, and I thought it was correctly decided too.
But I do want to say, I think the limit should be as it is now, where I can't, get with Trump or get with the actual politician and then create a super PAC. I think that may be something because then you can do campaign finance. But me as a private individual, I should be able to spend as much money as I want for to say what I want.
Why shouldn't anyone be able to spend as much money as they want? And if they can spend it individually, why shouldn't they be able to collectively spend their money? And on the premise that political speech on our First Amendment hierarchy, political speech is usually at the very apex of the hierarchy. So when we're restricting specifically political speech, it's like, I've done a whole analysis on my channel. I thought Citizens United was correct. I think people who oppose it don't understand it.
Yeah. I do too. I think when it comes to Citizens United, I think just people just don't understand. I think because what's his name? Obama was against it. I think that's why most people were against it, but I don't think people just understand it because that's all they're saying. They're just saying you can do. Before the rule was you could spend as much money by yourself as you want. You couldn't get together with someone else. That just doesn't make any sense. It's just stupid.
The rule has always been that way. Like Michael Bloomberg could spend as much money on his campaign as he wanted, and Michael Bloomberg is also a good piece of evidence that money doesn't buy elections.
Oh yeah,
because he spent a ton of money and didn't get anywhere.
But he got some traction. He got up on the debate stage. Though.
It bought him the debate stage for all the good it did him. Yeah. But if Citizens United, if Michael Bloomberg can spend unlimited amount of money for himself out of his own pocket, then why shouldn't we be able to collectively bring our money together? It's the only way to compete with that kind of class. So we can compete with Bloomberg and Soros and Koch and all the rest of them by bringing our money together. So it made sense to me.
And that does make sense because now you can compete with the big boys because now it's me versus the billionaires. But again, I think it was right in the law. I do understand why the Democrats have beef with it, but I think at the end of the day, if you just look this passionately at it, it's just ordinary people coming together to take part in the political process with their own money. So it's I don't see how that. I don't even see how that was ever the rule to begin with. You know what I mean? But It is what it is. Here we go. The next ad. This so hold on. This one is called. It's an anti-Biden ad. We got 2 more ads to go. This one's anti-Biden and it's called Raised. Now, it's very hard. I mean, we'll talk about that in a second. Hold on, let me put this ad up so we can see this ad because people come here to see the ads. Raised. Here we go. Joe Biden.
Joe Biden admits he's raising your taxes.
Guess what? If you elect me, you're not going to have your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
His taxes, her taxes, their taxes. Joe Biden will raise taxes on all income groups, more than double what Hillary Clinton proposed. Biden raises taxes on farmers and small businesses, senior citizens and families too.
Guess what? If you elect me, you're not going to have your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
He's talking about you. America First Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I mean, clear, to the point. What's not to like? It's uncomplicated. 4 out of 5. It's clear message. Nate, we got to have a discussion.
Yes, I got
This discussion involves the miracle of unmuting your microphone.
I keep forgetting when I press this button. It's like you got to press it, and I got to look to make sure the button.
We got to have an intervention between you. When it's on mute, it blinks.
Yeah, I know, but you press it. For some reason, I think the sensor's back because you press it and it doesn't.
Oh well, yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons I switched my microphones because I had such problems with the Yeti. I used to have the Yeti.
Yeah.
And I had the Yeti Pro, and I really wish I hadn't had that because it was too expensive. I didn't get anything out of it. Let me tell you about the magic of the Rode NT1A.
Hold on. I'm going Rode right after I get paid from this settlement I just got.
Are you going to go? You going to go with the podcast mic? That's what I'd be going with.
Well, but to be honest with you, I have some money now to put into this. Actually, you know what I'm doing? I'm giving away because so I ordered a full background, like the what's it called? The green screen, but the type that opens up by itself.
Sure, yeah, I've seen those. I don't really understand the purpose for me. I can't quite figure out why I'd use it, but
no, because if I'm in a green screen background, it just goes up and it's automatically.
No, I get that. I just don't understand why I would.
Have you ever used the green screen before?
I have not.
Oh yeah, if you use the green screen, you'll see. I've used it in some of my earlier videos. I liked it, and I was gonna continue to use it, but then I forgot something happened, but I have 2 of them, so I'm gonna give one away. And they cost like $150-$200. So I'm thinking about maybe doing like some raise something or other. But only problem is,
short of like putting in like the erudite book set or something. It's like I don't really know what I do with it. I'm happy with just people seeing my apartment. It's fine.
Yeah, but it all depends on what you're trying to do. Like, there's some videos that I do want to make that I do want to do the background for, but there's some videos I just rather do this background because this background is fine. Yeah, you see Baby Yoda. Somebody even noticed this was Optimus Prime. I don't know. People really look at your background. I got to make sure I don't have anything serious back there. Let me get this. Let me get this $10 super chat. You are doing very important work to our society, especially since the mainstream media is failing the public. Thank you for your efforts, encouraging people to embrace logic and understanding of the law. Thank you, Madam Von Cook. Thank you so much. And I try because I think you guys already get an opinion, right? If I just give you the facts and give you the law, let you come to your own decision. But thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I try. I really, really try. Oh, like the stream, 2 out of 3 of you haven't. So like the stream, 2 out of 3 of you haven't. What? Nervy. What do you mean?
Yeah, we gotta have more people like it. 2 out of 3 people who are watching haven't liked it yet. So,
well, please hit that like button. Show us some.
But the Rode Podcaster is really good mic, so I like it more than because you get that directional mic. So that's a really good one.
How much does it cost?
I'd have to check, but I think it's not that expensive. This one I got for $75 at a pawn shop.
Oh wow! Because I remember Joe Rogan. I saw one of Joe Rogan's mic.
The one Joe Rogan uses, like pretty much every podcaster on the face of the earth uses, is the Shure SM7B, which is like $400.
Yeah,
it has some problems with the noise levels in terms of making sure you get it because it's a very quiet mic, so you really have to amplify it, which raises some problems. But the Rode Podcaster is a really, really good mic, and I really like I was thinking about upgrading, and then I'm like, why? I really like my microphone.
You sound very crisp though too.
It's a good microphone. It's a good quality microphone. What's not to like?
I'm using the boom mic there because Viva and a lot of those people use so they don't have a mic in front of them, so they use boom mics. I don't know. Do you ever think about that?
Or like in terms of being above me, like a shotgun mic?
Yeah.
I could always just dip it out of frame. So I could just put it down there. I could just put it down there, and then it's out of frame.
Oh, because
it still sounds fine.
That's true. Yeah. I kept saying boom mic, but yeah, the shotgun mic, because I know
Yeah,
Viva,
you can do a shotgun mic, but I just put the microphone out of frame. It still sounds fine.
That's true, but like I'm an arm waver, so I'm waving. I'm always, people are here, I'll be punching them in the face, like, oh my god, he's crazy. So, and this mic sometimes like it's too close to it. The next thing I know, I'm chewing this thing. I'm like,
yeah, I don't mind having a little bit of black at the very bottom of the thing too, because I've got it on an arm, so I can readjust it. Scissor arm, so I can readjust it wherever I need to be. And so yeah, and then I've got for my camera, I got the Sony Alpha 5100, which is really really good. It's only 1080, but why do I need 4K?
Yeah, because I know everybody's
ASPC sensor and 20 megapixel, and I've got really great resolution.
Where'd you pick that up from? You picked that up from
that one I got from Craigslist for $200.
Ooh, but you probably find a lot of stuff on Craigslist now because of the pandemic. But you know what? It's funny because I have the the Logitech cam, and it's like for live streaming. This is the best cam that
and then I readjusted my light sensor because I have the same one you do, the Mount Dog one that you have.
The one,
so I have the same one you do, and I used to have it different ways, so I've changed it. So now I have it as high as it will go and tilted at 45 degrees.
Oh,
so that seems to be working.
And it doesn't wash you out too, because mine's up and down. So yeah, so it doesn't wash you out.
But I still think your lighting is better than my lighting.
But I put my light pretty far back because I used to put it like right on my face, but now I put it like nice and far back because it's dark in here. So since that's the only light source, it illuminates everything. And plus, this camera's a low light camera, so it really does really good work in these type of scenarios. That's why it's tough for me to upgrade this camera because even my good cameras, like I have the GoPro, and I can actually use this to live stream.
Pretty good.
But it just doesn't look as good as this for live streaming. And this is a $49
I'm really happy with the quality of this camera.
Let me get things. Yeah. Elgato Wave is a good mic. I got to check that out. But yeah, I've heard of Elgato. Comes with an excellent software too. Thank you, Jared. I'm definitely gonna check out the Elgato because you're a couple of people have said that to me. You're not the first person. Save money by placing a note in front of you saying, "Check mic is unmuted." You know what? I'm going to type that right here. Check mic is unmuted. But now
for the night for the blinking light,
at the blinking light, because I press it and it doesn't blink. But I will check now. Thank you, Secrets Girl, and thank you, Jared. I appreciate it. All right, so here we go. We have 2 more tech ads, I believe, to go. So do we want to? Should we go back to? Oh, we're back at Trump now. This time it's personal. Okay.
NATO says he's an A6300. Send me the A6300. I can use it, man. Jeez.
Yeah, I didn't know cameras were so expensive now, but they've really gotten up there. I thought it was a dead business because of the camera phone, but obviously not. It's like
not right now with everyone doing Zoom. It's actually really hard to find stuff.
Yeah, especially something good. Here we go. Boom.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
It's the greatest responsibility of a president to help keep Americans safe, to protect our families. Donald Trump has failed this solemn duty. Over 170,000 Americans have died in the past few months from COVID-19. Millions are infected, and there is no plan. No plan to contain the virus, no plan to make it safe for businesses to reopen, no plan to reopen schools. In this time of national crisis, Donald Trump did what he always does. He lied. He bragged. He blamed. He never led because Donald Trump is not a leader. This time it's personal. Donald Trump's ignorance and incompetence is threatening your family's safety. It's not about Republicans or Democrats. It's about protecting our families.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
He failed. He must go. On November 3rd, vote to protect your family. The Lincoln Project is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Yeah, I'm not.
Three out of 5. It's fine.
Yeah, that could even be like a. See that one. I'm really. It didn't move me. I'm just like, all right, you're telling me what I already know.
It's not going to convince anyone who wasn't already like on the other side. It's like Trump can't reopen schools. Last time I checked, schools were a decidedly local issue.
Yeah.
You can't reopen businesses. Last time I checked, that was pretty much a local issue. So it's like it's not going to convince anyone who wasn't already like. But for like, and it doesn't even like really embroil people or like. It does. I don't even know what it's supposed to do. It doesn't inflame people. It doesn't anger them. It's just kind of like, okay, if I'm already on this position, it reaffirms me. But other than that, it's like, 3 out of 5. It's okay.
Yeah, you got a lot of mix 3.7 out of 5, which I don't know. You get the 3.75, Joel Gates. Legal Beagle puts it as 0. Yeah, I'm pretty much at the low end of this one too, guys. I'm with you. I'm with these guys.
I don't object to the lower score. I don't object. That's fine.
You can live with a lower score. You can live with a lower score.
It kind of came in when it came in when it. One of the things I'm judging it by is it kind of came in and set out what it's set to do, set a simple message, so it's kind of uncomplicated. So it's like not like with I'm here to give you a lemon, including this guy wears watches. I've worn a watch pretty much every day of my life since I've been 10. I don't take my watch off even to sleep.
The watch ad guy. We're 40 minutes in. We're still talking about the watch ad. Leave the watch ad alone.
I will talk about the watch ad as long as it pleases me. We'll talk about it next week or the week after that.
Here we go. I'm looking at the button now. Check the button. See, I just checked the button. We're going into our next attack ad. This one is called. Let me make sure the mic is on. The audio's on here. Yeah. All right. So we're going into our next attack ad. This one is called the ad that Trump should show all the time.
Okay.
Here and now, I give you my word. If you entrust me with the presidency, I will draw on the best of us, not the worst. I'll be an ally of the light, not the darkness.
So tonight I ask you a simple question. How can the Democrat Party ask to lead our country when it spends so much time tearing down our country? Your vote will decide whether we protect law-abiding Americans or whether we give free rein to violent anarchists who threaten our citizens. At no time before have voters faced a clearer choice between two parties. This election will decide whether we save the American dream or whether we allow a socialist agenda to demolish our cherished destiny.
This is a movement, I'm telling you. They're not going to stop.
Cool. Yeah, I like that one.
I don't know.
It appealed to my Trump Republican ways.
Yeah, I think that one was one of those. I don't know. I
didn't really like the transitions that they used at the beginning because they were so they were trying to make a point with the way they transitioned the video and that scattered trying to make the disconnect, but unfortunately the disconnect was too effective, and so it made the power of what was being shown fragmented in a way that was unhelpful. So I didn't really like the first 10 seconds or 15 seconds of the ad with the transitions they used. I thought that was ineffective.
The transition from Biden to Trump, it was a little jarring. I think the ad overall was all right. I think that when it was
the ad overall appealed to me. 4 out of 5.
See, I'm at 3 out of 5 with this ad, but I think the ad was strong at the end. Though I think the end was strong because you're throwing red meat to the base. Here it is, and then you throw Kamala Harris in there, and boom, you got a pretty good ad. Let's play this one. Okay, I keep saying, this is the one we just played. We got one more to go. So let's end this on a. Do you want to do? We got POW, and we have what's this one called? Failed. Which one would you want to? Which one do you want to hear? POW or
failed? Sounds good. Let's do failed.
Failed. All right.
Failed.
That's it. It's just failed.
Failed. Let's listen to failed.
Hold on. Here we go. Failed. People are going to be like, this guy Nate just keeps saying failed. All right, here we go.
Has changed Washington.
More than 180,000 lives now lost.
Donald Trump has changed Washington.
More than 180,000 lives now lost in America to this coronavirus.
The U.S. leading the world in deaths.
We are now at the worst unemployment rate since the Great Depression.
More than 1 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week. That was more than expected.
Food banks, already hit hard by high demand, are bracing for even more people in need.
The results speak for themselves.
I'm just gonna sit here and see how long it takes.
They hit you with a lot of
There we go.
facts. They hit you with a lot of facts. That one was like, worst job loss, but you're in the middle of a pandemic. So I don't know. I think that one was the whole judge him by what happened. Judge him by.
Yeah, well, the unemployment rate is definitely not on Trump. That's like shutting down the economy, which is really on the Democrats.
To save lives.
The biggest unemployment rate. If you want to blame Trump for not taking a hard enough stance on coronavirus, okay. I mean, there are things that the federal government could have done for sure. If you want to blame Trump for unemployment, no, that would be all the governors in the state who are like, you can't go out and you can't have fun. I live in Austin. They're not allowing me to have fun. You live in New York. They're definitely not allowing you to have fun either.
No, you can't.
So you want to blame Trump for the corona response? Okay. You want to blame him for the unemployment? You can go suck it.
Well, you know what? I don't think you could blame Trump for the virus, but you could blame him for the response. And I think that's where you get it.
That's what I meant.
The response. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I think I want to see what happens now, because one thing that you haven't heard.
I'm assuming my audience is smart enough to also follow along, that they know that I'm not saying literally blame Trump for the virus. We're all following along with what I actually meant, right? The response. You could do that, right?
What I for the one thing I've noticed, we just had a Category 4 hurricane hit mainland U.S.
Wasn't it like the first one that landed at Category 4 like ever or something?
No, but in a long time. But think about this: you haven't heard anything bad about the response and recovery, have you?
I have not really, no.
If things weren't going well, it would be all over the news. I'm not saying they've recovered all down there, but it's just interesting that when you do have a Category 4 that just kind of wiped out down in the Gulf of Mexico, what's been going on down there? I think you have to give credit to where credit's due. If we can admit that coronavirus could have been handled better, you have to then admit that what's going on with this Category 4, they're doing a good job. They've learned from their mistakes. So I do blame the media, because I do think when things are going bad, you don't have to just tell me all the bad all the time. Tell me some good. And right now, it seems like there's a lot of good going on that they're trying to hide from us. For what reason? Who knows?
Well, I mean, the politics are so, apparent. So it's like, if Trump did something right, they're not going to highlight that, of course.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I think we're at this point in time where, like, I was watching CNN the other day. Yeah, I try to watch CNN and Fox News. I don't even watch MSNBC anymore, because I think they're just too left. But one thing that outraged me is that the media is trying to make this kid Kyle Rittenhouse. They're trying to make him into an active shooter, and it's upsetting to me, because that this kid, he's not an active shooter. You know what I'm saying? If he was, it would be different, but it's definitively not. And for them to categorize it as an active shooter, it just now is going to make, every time they see that word, to me personally, active shooter, whenever they say active shooter to me now, I'm going to believe that they don't know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Because
I totally understand it. And like a mass shooter too, also by the definitions we typically use, he's not one of those either. And the whole thing is like just a really weird situation. But it's one of those things, like, everyone forms a narrative and no one wants to like change their mind afterwards. No one wants to say that, like, I prejudged it, I came in early, it really wasn't that, and so forth and so on. So
you can't be wrong. You cannot be wrong.
No, that's definitely very, very true. You cannot be wrong. No.
Last ad, Trump versus Kamala. Oh, it was a Kamala. Okay, I gotta make sure I say it right. Kamala Harris.
Kamala ran for president by rushing to the radical left, embracing Bernie's plan for socialized medicine, calling for trillions in new taxes, attacking Joe Biden for racist policies. Voters rejected Harris. They smartly spotted a phony. But not Joe Biden. He's not that smart. Biden calls him a transition candidate. He is handing over the reins to Kamala while they jointly embrace the radical left. Slow Joe and phony Kamala. Perfect together. Wrong.
Perfect together. Wrong for America. Phony I don't know. I think they got he comes up with better nicknames. The phony Kamala.
Yeah, no, Sleepy Joe's better.
Sleepy Joe's
whatever
great.
they say.
That's right.
Sleepy Joe.
He usually hits him like low energy Jeb Bush. That killed his campaign. Because every time I looked at that guy, I thought low energy. But then when he said it, I was like, you know what? He got it.
Absolutely did.
He
Absolutely did. No doubt.
He knows exactly how to hit you. But I think Kamala, he hasn't gotten it right yet. But he'll get it. He'll get it because Trump finds a way. A lawyer perspective on the breakdown of Kamala Harris's tenure and record as a prosecutor in an unbiased way would be interesting discussion for y'all to go over. I don't know. Well,
that's a lot of ground to cover. But I mean, I will point out that Kamala was harangued by the courts themselves for denying evidence to people that would have exonerated them.
She was a prosecutor. She was a prosecutor, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, she took to her role very, very well. That's one way of looking at it.
It's funny. Joel Gates says a 2 on this ad. Somebody says, yeah, the ad was a bad ad. I will say the last ad. I don't know. It didn't move me. You know, it didn't move me. If I was on the fence, that ad doesn't make me go vote for Trump. You know,
no, I agree completely.
It is what it is. They can't all be winners. So
yeah, no, I mean, there's only been really one ad that I gave the 4.5 to that I thought were really, really good. But you know, these ads are yeah. I think people mostly made up their minds, but it's hard to tell. I mean, the last time I looked at 538, which was yesterday, they were giving Biden 70%, and you know, there's a lot of things that can still happen between now and then. So
going into the election night, was it Hillary Clinton had like a 97 chance? Like, what is it, 97?
Well, by 538 polls, it was about 23 or something like that for Trump to win, according to 538. The night that Hillary won. Yeah. So yeah, right now according to 538, the odds are a little bit better than they were for Trump than they were on 2016 on election night. Yeah.
Well, hey guys, listen, we are going to get out of here. We have been here for about an hour and we've watched many ads. What do you think about the quality of the ads though? Because I try to only get ads from the past 2 weeks, but obviously me and Uncivil Law were talking earlier. It is super hard, and you guys should try to search this out. It is hard to find attack ads against Joe Biden that are recent, and it's hard to find like good attack ads against Joe Biden. Like if you go look for attack ads against Trump, there's like so many on YouTube. It's incredible. But for the ones for Trump, it's like so hard to find. I don't know what's going on. What do you think is happening?
No, I don't really know that. I mean, to be quite fair, I don't own a TV. I have a computer and the internet. I don't own a TV, so I don't watch TV. So I don't see these ads anyway. So I'm not really the right person to ask. Or maybe I am because I'm one of the people who's cut the cable long ago. But none of these ads have particularly surprised me. So I can't really say to what's on the air or not because I'm not watching this stuff.
No, but even when you look for the ads, like it's interesting because even when you look for some ads, all the ads you sent me I already had. So it was kind of like, you know, from the Trump side. So I don't know. It was an interesting thing. But again, maybe if you guys can find some ads and let me know in the comment section if you want us to go for some ads, even newer or older ads, I'll check them out. But it was tough to find ads that were pro Trump. It just was. I just don't know why. And I was looking at all the super PACs, and it was interesting because I was looking at all those pro Trump super PACs, and their YouTube channels suck. Like, you know, you see $25 million and their YouTube channel has like 5 people. And it's like, what? And they have their ads up there too. And their ads are like, you know, viewed by 50 people. But you go to the Lincoln Project, they get 1 million views per ad. So, you know, I
assume Lincoln Project is some Republican offset that supports Biden for some reason. Is that who they are? The Republican group? Because Lincoln? Nate? Did we lose Nate? I think we might have lost Nate. We lost Nate. Oh, well. I'll be here to entertain you for a while.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back. I think I'm back. Yeah, my internet blinked out for a second. But we're ending the show right now anyway. So, listen. What did you think about the quality of ads this week?
There was one in there that was really pretty good. Other than that, it's like, yeah. The really one that I thought was really good with the Tucker Carlson juxtaposition, I thought that was a really good ad.
Yeah, that was a good ad.
That's my winner for the week. Tucker Carlson with juxtaposition. Here's some things that I said about other people, but I'm going to now interlace things about Trump that reflect that. That was really good. That was the best out of the evening. 4.5 out of 5. Otherwise, it kind of sucked to varying degrees of sucking.
Well, listen, Thank you guys for joining us for Attack at Thursdays. Obviously, we'll be here next week talking about some more interesting legal topics. We have the lawsuit from Breonna Taylor's boyfriend that we might want to get into, and obviously any type of legal news during the week. Trump's tax returns are going to be up next week again, in some instances, and some other great stuff. So again, next week, join us again next Thursday. We're going to be on Uncivil Law's channel talking about this stuff, right?
Channel. We'll have to see who's the bigger dog then, which will probably be you.
And we have to hold on. We got to call this way. And this guy's got to. You got to tell this guy to call Viva and tell Viva that he wants to be on the show. Viva, hook him up, Viva.
Please love me again, Viva. I'm sorry.
And don't forget Sundays, Viva and Barnes. If you haven't watched that, go check that out. That last week they had like 14,000 people.
No, I know it was ridiculous. I want a piece of this. Don't you? I want a piece of this shit.
He's got to slow down the chat though, because that chat was
I tried to tell him. I couldn't deal with it. I tried to tell him as a moderator, it's like you need to go into YouTube settings and like enter slow chat or something. So like next time he does it, I'm gonna be like, okay, Viva, we need to have a conversation about you need to go in and change this setting because it was completely unmanageable last time.
Yeah. But I just was spamming their stuff for them. But that was it. You couldn't do anything else because you couldn't speak. You couldn't read anything, which is crazy. But listen, guys, my name is Nate, the lawyer. That's Uncivil Law over there. Boop. And we are going to see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Remember, next week on Uncivil Law, Thursday at 9 Eastern, because I forget everybody's on different places. 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be on this channel.
PR says moderators can make it slow chat. No, they can't, as far as I know. It's only something the owner can do. I looked into it. I Googled it and everything. I wish a moderator could make it slow chat, but there's nothing I can do to make it slow chat. If you're aware of some command I can type that will make it slow chat, please let me know, because I would be thrilled to override Viva and make it slow chat, but I don't have that kind of power. So no, I can't make it. No, I have moderating privileges. I cannot make it slow chat.
Yeah, but that chat was battle royale. It was crazy. It was insane. But we got through it, and hey, that's a good problem to have. So for Uncivil Law, my name is Nate the Lawyer. I will see you guys next time. Peace.
All right, peace.